everyone, welcome to our video today on goal setting and the importance of goal setting in your business. If you've made it this far, you know at any level actually with Keep, if you've been here for a week, a month, or 2 years, you know that goal setting is really going to be a huge impact on your business, and it's going to help you kind of define what you're looking for each and every month. It is easy to look at some of our top leaders or some of your mentors and big sellers and question whether or not what you're doing is enough, or kind of comparing yourself to what they're doing and what you're doing. And as entrepreneurs, it's one of the easiest pitfalls in feeling unfulfilled or feeling like inadequate. But the truth of it is the beauty in our business is that it is created to be able to fit every single person's wants, needs, and desires. And yours may not be Susie Q's, who's on the top of the leaderboard, and that's okay. Our definition of success in this business is not by the dollar signs behind what you're doing, but by the happiness it creates in your life. And that is the whole point of Keep Collective, is to be able to empower each woman to create their own happiness. Yours may come from having the dollar signs behind your name, and that's fine. But somebody under you, theirs may come from having the family time that Keep has allowed them to have by freeing up the financial burden. Or it may come from being able to pay off the student debt, which is still money signs, but in a different way. Or it may simply come from being able to have a little bit of time out with adults if you're a stay-at-home mom. So remembering that your goals are significant regardless of what they are, and that the point is to help you get to that and help you obtain your why. So a mentor is really great for this. As an entrepreneur, it is super easy to have the comparisons, and comparing is really said quite often. It's the thief of joy, and that's very true. Not everybody's story is the same. Not everybody's wise. Not everybody's life and challenges and hurdles. None of that is the same for anyone. So having a mentor to remind you of that is kind of top notch, I would say. But the purpose in this video is goal setting and helping you set yours specifically for what you need and want in life. And I think goal setting is very easy once you get the hang of it. I do believe that everybody has a big fear of saying it. If you knew the research behind it, so I'll give that to you really quickly. There's research that was just released by Harvard, and you'll find the link in the information here, that out of our entire population, only 14% of people actually think of a goal. And when you think of that in the size of our entire population, why so few people set goals, and they're not even set in writing, they're just thoughts, I would imagine that you could quickly surmise that fear is one of the biggest reasons why goals aren't said out loud. The fear of failure and not hitting them. We don't have that fear here in Keep. There's nobody who is going to set a goal who is going to be talked down to or discouraged for not hitting it. You're going to be celebrated for setting it, and you're going to be celebrating for trying, because that's what's most important, is that you try. And of those 14 people who think of that goal, only 3% of those, 14% of those people, 3% of those actually put it in writing. And those 3% of the 14% are 30 times more likely than just the 14% to be successful at their goals. So writing it down makes you 30 times more likely to be able to hit your goal, which is a huge deal, I think. So when you're thinking about goals and what they should be, it's okay to be a little more conservative. I like to say dream big. There's nothing that's going to go wrong if you write a big goal down. There's nothing that's going to go wrong if you write a conservative goal down. So, but I do challenge you to push yourself a little bit and go out of your comfort zone some, and write it down and share it with your mentor, because that is going to be somebody who helps you be held accountable, and not in a bad way, and not like a drill sergeant, but just somebody who checks in with you and sees and helps you get to your next level of that goal. So when you're looking at goal setting with Keep, you want to ask yourself, the first question that you ask yourself when you join Keep is why? Why are you doing this? what you ultimately want to get from Keep, whether you want a monetary amount to cover an event, maybe a wedding or student debt or whatever, whether you want to be able to have your adult time or you want to be able to kind of eventually retire on it, whatever your why is, find that, write it down, and then look at what you actually need. Now, I have to say that you really have to do a little bit of critical thinking about what is going on to set a solid goal. And once you do it the first time, you're able to transcend that through months. So it's really helpful. But it's insanely important to think about ultimately what you want. And it's very easy when you first join to say, well, I just want to see what happens. And that's fine if you just want to see what happens, but you're not going to make it happen unless you do the legwork for it. And when you see what you need in writing to get that legwork done, it's much more helpful. So I challenge you, if you've just joined, to still sit down and think, you know what, maybe I want $500 extra in my pocket this month. And let's start with that. Like, what would $500 extra a month do for you and your family and your life and what you need? And multiply 500 by the 12 months to see what you would get annually. But thinking for this specific month in single month goal setting, with $500 in sales, our average design session does $500 sales, which means $125 in commission. But so if you want to do $500 in your pocket, you're going to need 4 average design sessions booked. And that's 4 average in-home design sessions. But that's an easy way to say, okay, so I need 4 average design sessions to be able to get $500 in my pocket. I don't want to play it safe and put all my chickens in those 4 design sessions. So I'm going to book 5 or 6 to make sure that I'm getting that 500 because that's what I need. And just writing it down, I want $500 in cash in my bank account. I'm going to need 4 to 6 design sessions to make that happen. What days do I have available on my calendar to book those in, and who do I need to reach out to make those happen? That's how easy goal setting is. You started with what you really needed and you broke it down based on our average design session and what you need to make it happen. And I will say that we just tested this in my group just in November about what writing down goals meant, and we pushed the envelope, and I had challenged some of my designers to put down bigger, loftier goals than what they thought they would be able. They weren't their conservative goals. I challenged them to be a little bit more progressive and challenging themselves to put something down that they wanted but didn't know if they would get. And I will say that nearly every single person who wrote down their goal in writing actually aimed for it and got it, because we had a plan in the beginning of the month and we worked on it and we checked in and we conversated and we worked on what needed to be done to get to that, and they hit it. So I will say that challenging yourself a little bit is always a phenomenal thing. I'm not saying go outrageous here. I'm not saying shoot for Diamond Director your first year in the company, but I am saying that challenge yourself and see how rewarding that is, and see how much your mentors root you on and help you get there. So goal setting for you and your business is going to be your number one tool to actually have a successful month that you aren't frantically trying to throw together or just seeing what happens. You'll be able to have a game plan in the beginning of the month of what you need. You'll be able to book those design sessions and see the actual residue of your work coming in. So I'm super excited for you guys to be able to really get some goals in writing. My suggestion is to pin them right on your work computer or on your wall. And I also challenge you to do an overall year goal setting, what you'd like to receive in that entire year. Challenge yourself to go big. Put it on what we like to call our, what do we call those? We call them the vision boards. And I have my vision board from last year, actually, right here from Director Summit. And, you don't have to do all the washi tape or anything, but I challenged myself for sales and for how many leaders I wanted to build and for team sales. And honestly, did I hit this? I did not. I didn't hit everything on here, but we tried and we did well. And I just wrote I'm doing another dream board for this year, focus board, inspiration board, whatever you want to call it, to work on my goals for this year. And I will again dream big, because you can never go wrong by just trying. So good luck to you guys on your goal setting. If you have any questions, reach out to your mentors or the designers that you are with, your upline, or me, of course, if you're on my team. Nice talking with you.